wonderful to invite now Anne Lanigan onto the stage from Enterprise Ireland, because to hear a little bit more about the perspective of folks that are working with Irish Indigenous businesses. So Anne, if you'd like to come up, I'll just get you
That looks like me.
That looks like you, the right person. There we go.
Thanks very much, Claire. Anne Lanigan is my name, and I am the Divisional Manager for Technology, Services and Consumer in Enterprise Ireland. But before I go into that, just a little bit about my background. I'm a mechanical engineer by background, and my first job was in a software company in Tokyo. And I was just thinking about it as I was coming in this morning, and how advanced we have now become in this space. When I was writing software in that Japanese company, I was writing in assembly language for PCs, and I was working on a Fujitsu mainframe. And I think there's probably lots of people in the room who don't even know what they look like or what they were. So the world has really moved on. I also should say that we were writing everything. We didn't use computers to write. All of the flow charts and all of the specs for the programs had to be handwritten. And actually they had to be handwritten in Japanese. So, but as I say, the world has moved on, and it's fantastic to see that. So I work with Enterprise Ireland, as I'm sure all of you know. Enterprise Ireland is a government agency responsible for the development of Irish-owned enterprise, and specifically exporting Irish enterprises. And our ambition is that Irish-owned enterprise will be the prime driver of the economy here in Ireland in the years to come. And that's not to say that we don't want to see foreign direct investment to continue to service Ireland so well, because it has. But we're working on maybe changing the balance a little, so to grow Irish enterprise faster in order for it to play a bigger part in our economy. So part of that actually is we want to grow some billion-euro Irish companies. So if there's anybody here in the room today who has that ambition, please come and talk to me, because we are here to try and help you to do that. And of course we will continue to work, as we always have, with startups and companies all along the way in that journey. But really what we need to do here in Ireland is to grow more and bigger companies, and to get them to grow faster. So my responsibility in technology, services and consumer is to work with companies in those areas, supporting them in all their stages of development, to start, to compete, to scale and to connect. And innovation and exports are absolutely key to that. So I'd really like to thank Open Ireland Network for the opportunity to speak to you here today, and particularly thank Claire, Dylan and Michael Marr, who have been so helpful. I'm really honoured to be here with a list of such distinguished speakers from Red Hat, Linux Foundation, the UN, Open Forum Europe and the Innovation and lots more. But I'd really like to congratulate Open Ireland Network on what they do, bringing a community together like this. And you can see the room is full. And I think it's important to understand what they're doing, you know, advising on when to use open source, because it's not always the answer, as Claire said, but oftentimes it is. But also how to use it, and how to use it effectively, how to use it to our advantage, and also how to mitigate the risks. Enterprise Ireland recognise the huge value that open source brings. The vast majority, if not all of our digital technology companies, are using and sometimes building on open source. And we're in Enterprise Ireland very much focused on innovation, particularly with the geopolitical environment that we find ourselves in now, where, let's face it, Europe has fallen behind in innovation. And we see open source as a real opportunity and a tool to accelerate development, to lead to those bigger, more profitable companies faster. So as I said, most of our companies are using open source in some way. Some, of course, are more advanced than others, and some are more deeper into it than others. It's always dangerous to mention company names, but I think I'm safe to mention Nearform, who were a sponsor of the event here today. And I'm particularly interested in Nearform because they're actually based in Tramore, which is where I grew up. And I was only saying to one of the guys from Nearform this morning, you know, Tramore, everybody probably knows it as a seaside town, lots of tourists, and also it was commuter town for people who worked in Waterford. I never imagined there would be any industry at all in Tramore, but there we go, we have Nearform. And so Nearform, open source is their foundation, and they really have embraced it wholly, using it to craft quality, flexible, bespoke software solutions, and Barry talked about one of their apps. ServiceBot is another company that I think I'm safe to mention, because they're also a sponsor here today, delivering advanced AI solutions using open source. And of course there are many, many more, but it's just brilliant to see companies like Nearform and ServiceBot doing what they are doing, growing their businesses, and hopefully they will be 2 of our billion-euro companies. But looking towards the future, as we build a stronger Irish-owned industry base, collaboration with global players, both in industry and academia, and with government is absolutely essential, particularly as AI and the opportunities to embrace AI are developing every single day. We heard Barry talk about the Irish government commitment to really using open source where we can, and really building that into what we do in government and engaging government with our industries. So it's clear that the government are committed to it. It's also clear that Europe is committed to open source, and to bring that into the building of technology capability within Europe. Many European funds now, in fact, specify open source and really encourage open research. So Enterprise Ireland's role in this is really important. Enterprise Ireland fund individual companies' research and development, and we also fund technology centres like CEDAR, for example, which is also an EDI, so a European Digital Innovation Hub. And we see open source within companies and within those technology centres as playing a big part in the development of that innovation. So just in conclusion, to say these are really exciting but scary times. Ireland must be a part of the evolving tech revolution. And open source for AI in particular, will play a key role. So we in Enterprise Ireland are really keen to enable collaboration to innovate. Collaboration between Irish companies and academia, with big global powerhouses and governments, in order to deliver deep tech, cutting-edge solutions. So congratulations to Open Ireland Network. There's a wonderful ethos in this community, in the way you nurture collaboration in order to harness the potential of open source for the greater good. I wish you a very successful summit and every success in your endeavours. As Claire said, today is only the start. We really look forward to collaborating with you all. And I will finish with one of our Taoiseach's favourite expressions, Ní nárt le cur le chéile. There is strength in unity. Thank you.